put my disclaimer up, but just so you guys know, this is for educational what do I want to say? This is for educational purposes only. Here, I'm all fucking flustered from this. This is not financial advice. Right, here's my disclaimer, since I can't give you a visual one. We're just trying to teach, right? That's what we're doing, right? So the members are posting up charts, assets, things they're interested in. We kind of review just to see how they're progressing. You know, it's not about right, wrong. It's just, are you applying the methodology the way that we teach it right now? Of course, you can learn it from us, understand it, and then modify, tweak it. As much as what I've done is, I think the disclaimer didn't show. Yeah, right. I know it didn't, guys. So I'm doing it verbally. You kind of have to do that because people have been really nailed by not doing it. But since I can't, I don't know how to fucking get it on here. So there you go. Educational purposes only. We're just trying to teach, give you ideas. And, ultimately it's about giving you a methodology here that you can apply so you don't, as I say, it's kind of a funny thing, right? So I asked the members to submit, to give us charts so we can work with them. But ultimately our goal is so that they don't need anyone's counsel, right? They're still in the learning process, or at least learning our methodology, right? And that's essentially what we do here. You guys have heard me say this for those that have been on many times. Essentially what I'm asking them to do is teach it back to me. Show me what you've got here and then show me why. So as we look here, let me get started. So this is Young Yan, who, he's really embraced our methodology. So I appreciate him because he's taking what we're teaching and he's not modifying it. He's applying it, and he's doing it, intelligently. So now I will say this is an unusual chart to be posting. He actually posted a monthly, but I think that's just, it's so far out. So I'm not, we're looking at a weekly. And so he's in this trade now. So if I come over here, right? So he's in long here. And his question is, okay, well, if the analysis here per the Elliott count, it's not unreasonable to anticipate that this is a 5 that's going in that would give us something like this. So his question is, okay, if I'm long now, right? This is always the conundrum, right? So I mean, this could roll over here, and then you're off. But you've got a pretty good looking flat underway. Oh, here you probably look at. Oh, here, let's do it this way. Oh, you've got an order block up here, right? So we've come into that order block and tapped the premium zone here. So now this rollover here, I actually let's see. Oh, I don't know if it works. If I bring this over, oh, you guys won't see that. Yeah, I drew it up in and labeled it up in Motive Wave as well. It took a lot of time. Mohammed, I definitely will check it. You're nice to do that. We can take care of that for you, but please check your website. Yeah, I will, man. I promise. Once I'm done here, I will check whatever you're sending. If it's helping me execute better here, I appreciate it. So the thought being, right, as he lays it out here, could be just a big flat, right? We can't eliminate that, right? So something like this. Now, it would be a little abnormal for us to go up here and then go all the way down here and have that kind of big extension in the 5th. Not that it's not possible. Like the market likes geometry, but there's no requirement that we come down here and we get the perfect trend line tag. That would be unusual because let's just use common Elliott wave projection technique, right? There's a lot of ways to skin the cat here, but this, we'd be going 2618 in the 5th. Something bad is happening, with Intel and just the general economy and tech, and which, look at today, right? We got pretty big disconnect between the traditional assets and technology. So this, right now, take note here, we're also coming, get this here, get myself back together. We'd be coming right into the golden zone here. So this actually looks like that's where you'd have something, kind of teed up, and then I'd probably draw it up like this and say, okay, this is the support area down here. If we're dipping into this, well, the only thought might be, okay, I'd wait till I got to the 1618 because that's not that uncommon. So you'd have maybe definitely would be an extension in the 5th. Would put you in the discount range down here. But his question is, well, wait a minute, I'm long. I'm currently long a call here. What's your thought? Am I looking at, is this 1, 2, hang on. Is this 1, 2, 1, 2? 1, 2? Doesn't really look like it, does it? Right? So you'd have to kind of squish it in to some sort of A, B, and we're doing a C here. I think, Young Yan, I would be either trailing. You're in an option, right? It's a little tricky to trail with a stop. You can't do it though. You can't do it. I'd be looking for signs of, here, let's go down to the daily and look at it here. A, B, C into the B. Well, if you can, let's see if we can dig in there a little bit further. I know this gets a little bit hard to see here. I'm going to take that off just to clear this up, right? So he's long here. He's got a nice winner on his hands. So what's the play, right? Is it come up here for the 4? Well, you've already got your median line. You already got your 80% tagged. You come right up to the support here. Well, I might look at it this way, right? Just right, you use the tools, right? We're through the 100. This would have been perfect, right? So we're coming right up to the 1382, something like that. I wouldn't be, well, you got a couple of choices here. So the other thing to consider, Jan, is that if you're just long a call here, you could sell a call up here just to give you some cushion and just reduce the exposure. So if it starts to come back down, well, here, let's look in there, right? So more danger signals right here. So this looks like you can label this here. It looks like you can get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There might be another kick in that 1, 2, 3-ish, 4. There might be another run on that. That's pretty good wick rejection up there, though. All right, obviously, the market feels like it's a little expensive here. You maybe come back down here into the structure here, and you get one last little kicker for the 5. It's risky to hang on to that. So one thought is here, with the market having rallied pretty significantly, is that you sell some out of the money calls here just to offset any exposure should it start to tank on this. That's what I would do. I would sell some premium up here. Calls are going to be expensive after that rip. I'm still on a 4-hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Looks like there's one more in there, but it's always tricky, right? Do you overstay your welcome here? You've got a nice winner on your hands. What are you at here? Oh, well, of course you'd be at scratch right now. So you'd want to have your stop at the very least at break even. I know you're in an option, but I wouldn't let any of that be given back. And then if you complete this 5, if you get this nice 5 up here, I'd be looking for the potential for that to not go down and complete. If this is 3 and that's 4, well, you'd want potentially the first retrace to try and get positioned for that to come down. That's how I would approach it. I'd sell some out of the money calls here. If it starts to back off, then I would just close it. You've done some risk reduction here. You'll take the profit, and then I'd be looking for that one. Right there. Low risk, right? So you can do it. You had one of these up here, so you can do it. Looking for that to at least come down here and challenge that low. So now you got another 6 to 1. Okay, all right. So now that we've got it here, how are we doing over there? Okay, that's Muhammad. Muhammad, are you from Egypt? Are you the one who sent me something? You were trying to send me an intro. Is that? Maybe that was you, right? Because someone tried to send me a new intro and we couldn't open the file. It was a nice thought. Somebody tried to do it, but the file you sent me didn't open. Or it was, well, let me rephrase that. It was a YouTube video that you sent me, but it was private, so we couldn't see it. Maybe that was you, Muhammad. Okay, so let me keep moving here. Now I'm through the initial freak out. Okay, so next up, I've got AVAX. Which I know I put up here somewhere. So hang on, there's ETH. AVAX, not AJAX. Well, fuck it, that's fine. I had it somewhere. Oh, here, let's put it here. Let's go get, looking at the H bar here. Okay, so let's look at Pizza Man's got AVAX here. So let's get him going. Bear with me here. it shows me I'm sharing here. What do I want? Okay, so let's copy that. I don't really want you doing it like that. Okay, wait a second. Share this tab instead. Okay, all right, so Jesus, I got to tell it what I want to share. All right, I'm going to get this figured out. Okay, so this is AVAX from Pizza Man. Let's reset here. You know, Pizza Man, this looks to me like, given the range, we got to go to log scale. Be my guess that you're also looking at it in log scale. Okay. Jeez, it's just so disoriented. I have to deal with that. This nice wedge here to finish it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this ending diag. So he's got an A, B, C to get us into the Y. So we got to back up a little bit and look at that. Oh, let's go back a little bit. Okay, WXY. Look at that perfect tag here. Multiple tags here. WX ABC. Oh, this looks like it's golden. All right, so there's your perfect. I mean, I don't know how many I've shown these. 20,000. There's your perfect tag of the golden zone. 1, 2, 3. 3 targets, all tagged. I show it, right? The point of that is like, well, how the fuck is that helping me in hindsight? Just to how dominant it is, right? Just to remind you, first question is always, where's Waldo? What did it do? Here it is again. What did it do last? All right. So we just from the pivot high we just looked at. Oh shit, I'm backwards here. All right. Do you see how that works? How consistent that is? Right. So it gave you this one up here. Right now, when we start here, so what do we have here? Right, you can see it. We have a golden corner, right? Golden corner. Now put the median lines on it. Remember, we have 3. Well, there's 2 things you can as he has done here, because Pizza Man knows what he's doing. He's been a member for a while, so we're coming from a golden corner, meaning we have 80% probability that we get to that median line. Now, I always feel like I need to remind people, 80% is not 100%. So these fail. But you do get the benefit of it's almost I mean, like a hidden benefit. If we don't make the median line, you have trading principle number 4, which is a failure to make the median line sets up a move equal to or greater than the swing that failed, right? So if we don't get there and you've got some, maybe it's a double top or something, maybe you do something like this. Right. If all of a sudden we start to roll over and you've got a count here, like, whoa, wait a second. Right. Now you got that, right? You're back to the same distance. So it's relatively low risk trade to take. What did I just do there? I just did something. Hang on. Now I got Google not responding. Good God. That's not good. How is that possible? I'd lock up Google. That is exactly what just happened. Okay, there we go. Looks like it released. Oh my God, guys. Me and this technology. I'm a trader, not a broadcaster. Okay. Okay, looks like we're back in business here. Okay, so we got a 5 followed by a 3 into a corner, right? So there's the golden corner. Now this is getting a little tricky in there. Let's go. I've watched plenty of live streams. I don't see other people have this trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like an ABC, right? So my guess is he's thinking, well, that's a clear impulse with a clear 3. So this looks like ABC. So if he's playing it as he would know this, right? He's been around for a while. Diag, right? You'd have to trade that. You can't. Well, I shouldn't say that. You can, but I would immediately think, oh, right. You would have thought that was going to go. I would immediately be doing this, which I know he would do as well, because we can't. Well, it also looks like it's a perfect technical. right? So from the top, then we do it again here. Now is the pivot. Now here's the first retrace again, golden zone, but we're not to target yet. So this is just a lot of chopping here. Let's get rid of some of that. No, that's the big one. This is some of his, which I'm only taking off, right? That's going to be more useful to him because he drew it. So that's an ugly 2, 1, 2. It looks like you get it again. Well, looks like this is too deep. Oh, that's got a break, but this might work. It's a wick break. Take note of that, right? It's just wick, right? So here it is again. So here. This is just wick, right? So it's just, this is the only. You think, oh, okay, well, Intel, that's fine. But AVAX, right? This is the algo that dominates all markets, all time frames. You have to look. You think like, oh, okay, well, I get that it's in Intel. There it is right there, right in front of your face, right? So here it is. If you don't know where that is, you're trading blind. You are walking through a minefield with blinders on, because if you don't, you'll trade right into it. You will, right? So the one thing, the additional benefit of tracking this algo is that if you're using it to your benefit, you're always going to be buying at a 50 or a golden zone, meaning that your risk reward is always going to be good, right? So I mean, golden zone is always the best, right? Because your risk is so small relative to the reward. This is the name of the game, guys, right? Risk reward. So even just to the first target. Now, you might tighten that up a little bit and say, well, okay, well, there's 7 to 1. Now, you look at it and you think, oh, shit, I'm not making much money there. Well, if this is 1, 2, and we're looking for 3, 4, 5, I mean, this is where this is the TDU methodology at play right here. Okay, so we're using this algo, we're using geometry, and we're using Elliott Wave. Those are the 3, what do I want to say? Legs of the stool, right, of the trio of our technical approach, right? We because they lend themselves to this correlation where they work together. 1, 2, golden zone. 1, 2, golden zone. Is there geometry in there? Oh, fuck yeah, there's a golden corner, and I got a channel, and I got another one. I mean, I could draw another one here, right? It's the consistency of doing this over and over and over again that is the only real advantage I can tell you. I get out of there. You are going to have many times where you're stopped out. Many. But right, see, the risk reward is what that math works for you. You can be wrong 70% of the time if you can let these run. Now, if this is 1, 2, and we're going to get a 3, we're not looking for just a double top here. We're looking for a 3, right? So here would be the 1, 6, 1, 8. So if you're looking for that 3, I can give this a little bit more room. Now, maybe when you get here, you take a partial. I mean, at this point, you'd have no risk, right? So if you took it down here, you had almost no risk to begin with. Now you got a nice shot to target. It's not uncommon for them to be front run. And you got this right here, right? So that's probably part of it, right? So you got a little liquidity grab right there, right? Any pivot, always, right? There's gonna be stops underneath it or on the other side of it. So that's probably a little liquidity grab. Now these guys are like, oh, motherfucker, I thought it was going up. I'm still on a 4-hour. That's enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like you got that there for your 1. Oh, that's not ideal. Oh shit, that's a kind of ugly Elliott in there. But you're kind of stuck with it. Oh, how are you gonna do that? Oh, it sure looks like a 5. So you're a little bit, let's go to a 1. See if we can squeeze something corrective in there. Yeah, you can do it. All right, so here we get down to a smaller time frame. So you'd have to go A, B, C to get your 2, right? So I have a second golden corner, which is already, now take note here, let me get it tight. This golden corner has already achieved its 80%, right? So from here, 80% odds we get there, right? It's a straight shot. And there's the target. Now I've tightened it up a little bit. We've got target. So 5 followed by a kind of an ugly 3. 1, 2, 3. There's your 4, 5. B, waterfall C. Is it gorgeous? No, it's not gorgeous. Does it matter? See, here's the key to this. When you get right here, do you go, oh, I'm not taking it because I don't like that ABC? Well, that's your prerogative right here. But if you consider what the risk reward was there, if I can even pull it out of there. if you consider what that risk reward was right there, I mean, even if you use 707, which would be right there, that's 9.5 to 1. A little leverage, right? Even if you just took it here, saying, I'm playing the golden corner. I just think it's going to get here. Well, that's still over 6 to 1. A little leverage. You see, if I'm going to use leverage, it's got to be something like, I much prefer it at the golden zone than a 50, right? I've just reduced the risk. And particularly, you see, when you have that little of risk, you can lay on the leverage pretty hard because it's so little here. Now, if you get the 3, if, right? It's always a big if. If you get the 3, now that's 18.7 to 1 with leverage. Something to keep in mind, right? I mean, there is a method to the madness of what we teach here, right? A lot of people don't like it. It's like, oh, fuck, man, that's too much work. Look at all this shit I got to memorize. Fuck it. Let me just draw some lines. You know, I mean, some people do that successfully. From my opinion, I mean, trading is not just one of, it is the hardest way to make money. So I'm always surprised when people say, oh, well, I'm going to go into this profession that is arguably, right? Some people might disagree, arguably one of the most difficult ways to make money consistently. But I want to, I don't want to put any effort into it. I just want to make it easy. Make it easy for me. I just want to draw some lines. Maybe I use an oscillator, but I don't want to have to do any work. I mean, really, is that your thinking? That's pervasive across YouTube. Lots of people want to teach you how to trade, and anyone who's telling you how easy it is, oh my God, turn and run and lock down your wallet. Right? Anyone who does not give you the truth and tell you how hard this is, I'd be very concerned about taking their advice on anything. Okay, I think we got AVAX covered there, Pizza Man. That's a nice setup here, and you did great work. Well, he's been with us, I think, for a couple of years, at least a couple of years. So his work is excellent. All right, let's see. So I got PK talking to me. I noted our Discord that you're allowed. Oh, thanks, Peter. Thanks, Peter. Our newest sensei is helping me out. All right, let me get back to where I was. Here we go. All right, so where did I leave off here? Okay, so I got AVAX. All right, now I got, I'll tell you what, Young Yan, I'm going to come back to these because he's giving me a couple of things that people may not recognize. So he's giving me Option Strat, which is a program that we recommend for option traders, particularly good if you're new to. Well, fuck it. Here, let's just do it. What do I care? Okay, so you're giving me Micron, which I believe I have here. This is your Micron. Okay, so he's looking at this now. Also, he's giving me long-term trades here. So he's working in the options market, looking for these longer. Let me get rid of that. Looking for these longer-term counts to play out. Now, I will say that Elliott Wave is infinitely more effective when you go out to longer time frames. Right? You change the count less frequently. You really, things qualify and disqualify much more slowly. You can really be deliberate and take your time with it. You get down to a 5 minute, well, you're changing the count very frequently. So here we're going all the way. Looks like I've got Micron's full history here. Well, is there anybody going to argue with the impulse? Now here, this is on a weekly chart. Does it get any sexier than that? I don't think so, right? 5 followed by 3. I get a corner pocket. Now look at this nice channeling that we're doing here. So where are we? It looks like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we overlap there? Well, this would be nice if we didn't. We did not, right? So shit. We on the right chart here? Shit. Hang on a second. I gotta go share this tail. I guess I have to do that every time with Restream. Okay, that explains it. Okay, right. This is a little different than OBS. I have to tell it which screen I'm going to share. All right, Jesus. Okay, 1, 2. All we're trying to do is complete the 3. Well, actually, tell you what. This could be the one of the 3. This might not be aggressive enough, right? Micron. So really, where are we looking for that 3? Way, way, way up here. Now, is that realistic? Well, is it? I mean, so this is log scale, right? So that's going to make these numbers look pretty extreme. 2,800. Now, all I'm doing here is just using the most common wave relationship here. Now that's log scale. I should take it out of log scale, right? It's a whole nother ball game, right? So we see it differently here, but this is almost impossible to work with, right? And the range is so high, right? We're going from, Jesus Christ, it's from 17 cents to $100, right? So clearly we got to look at this in log scale. So then you look at it and you go, well, wait a minute, but if this is 1, 2, if this is the 2 in log scale, am I going to 2,800? Is that even, is this just silly, right? That we could go that high? It maybe, or well, here would be at least the distance here again in log scale that would qualify it as a 3. So you almost, well, I shouldn't say it that way. If this uptrend is going to continue, this again would just be a beautiful low risk trade, right? So here's a, how are we going to get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it looks like we double topped here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This looks a little bit ugly there. I think you're going to have to do it that way. A, B, you're going to have to, oh shit, you could probably do it here. A, B, C. It's not ideal. You got a break here. I'm going to just take that off just for a second. Right? So he's got a break here. So it's a little bit like we're going sideways here. So you can look at this here pretty comfortably and say, okay, well, I got something happening here. I'm just kind of in a chop zone. I'm not trending because I'm not getting higher highs, but I'm also not getting lower lows. I'm just going sideways. So is that the right time to put on an option trade? Well, we are indeed on a weekly. So my caution to you, Young Jan, would be time decay, right? So you're making projections, bullish projections here, which are perfectly in sync with what we're seeing here in the market. But you're doing it at a time where the market is just stalling here. So the potential is, even though you're buying time in the trades that you're proposing, if you stay in this box, right, the time decay, it won't be severe to start, but it'll be enough. So this is the trade that he proposed. Let's see. So I got to share this tab now. So, okay. So this is option strat. This is a very beginner friendly kind of an option model. So they have a free version here. I have a paid version here. I think Young Jan does as well. So we can look at the setup here. So if we just click on it once, so he's buying a 50. The one thing that I would caution you on, Jan, here is look at the volume is very, and open interest is very low. So you're picking the 52.5 call, but you're going out to October of 20th. There's no volume there yet. The open interest is only, well, that's today, but the open interest is only 89 units. So it's not terribly liquid, right? That would be the one thing that I would know. So he's buying the 52.5, and then here he's selling. So he's just putting on a traditional debit spread. But if we expand the range of the chart, thinking about, well, where could that be going? Right. Well, so he's going to cap himself up here, which wouldn't be bad, right? So we say 105. Where's our target up here for 3 would be 268. Now, is that realistic? We're going to get there by October. Yeah, I mean, he's, even to 100, right? Up in here, well, of course, you're capping the upside, but you're doing that, you're also minimizing the downside. So it's just a straight credit spread. That's probably enough range here, right? Because it's not going to help us. Now, since he's long, if volatility starts to drop, right, that if anything, he wants it to expand. So, but there's a bit of a neutralizing that happens when you're in a spread like that. So it would help the near-term option that he's long. But let's see, we're going to October. There it is, October 20th. right? October 20th, 1020. That's it right there. So as long as we're up here, here's one standard deviation. Here's one edge of it. This is the other edge of it. So as long as we're up in this range and he's right about direction, which is reasonable, and he's giving it enough time because we're sitting in a box, right? That will just eat away at the time decay. It won't be bad though. So if you look at the one that he's long, his theta, it's only not even 2 cents, right? So I mean, right now it's very modest because he's buying so far out in time. But as we accelerate, that will pick up. So not a bad approach, Young Yan. I mean, you're giving it plenty of time. You're not going too heavy here. You got a 2-to-1 risk reward. It's not bad. A little over 2-to-1. Very reasonable. Good trade. Good setup. The first one that you posted, I didn't like as much. I thought it was a little wonky, and you were working with very illiquid options, right? So always check what the volume and open interest is. You want to stay where you have open interest, ideally 300-400 at a minute, even though you're going out in time here, right? I mean, you go here, you've got open interest is 6,000, right? Because you've got a much more liquid option here. It's still only 16 traded today, but look at your open interest compared to what you're at over here, open interest of 89. So the one that you're buying, if you went to a 52, that might be better. We went to 52. Let's see what that looks like. Or at least you got open interest of 100. Still relatively thin. 55. It's a little better. Careful about those illiquid options. Work against you. Okay, so we got that one handled. All right, so I got to switch now. Okay, now you guys are giving me some stuff. Okay, so I got CN Salazar. Oh, you were right, CN Salazar. I was on the wrong thing. Let's get you up here. So now I gotta share this tab instead, and then I want to copy it. So I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to go share this tab instead. Okay, so we've got Generac. Who is this? Oh, CN, you. So you gave the chart you gave me is Generac, but I'll look at the Q as well because that's what he's asking for. Okay, so let's get these out of here. I always hide the volume to free up a little chart space. Okay, so what do you think we have here? It's a break. 786. I don't think we need to. Well, let's see. Let's just, since he gave it to me in log. That's a break. Now, is that wick only? Nope, that's a close below. So that's a clear break. Now, just because we've broken here doesn't mean we can't have a 2, right? But you don't have the algo behind you. So he's willing to take it off of that. Looks like he might be thinking 707. 707. All right, looks like he's right on the 707. Okay, so then now you got to ask yourself, well, okay, does pattern and price really help me here? Give me a 24-hour. Well, this is not the greatest looking impulse, is it? Which I know he would know. Let's go down a little bit, see if that gets any better. It doesn't look like I can. Maybe it's long enough here. We got a skinny 2. Yeah, it is. All right, so we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like you end with a diag. All right, so let's label it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, when we overlap here, that's mighty skinny. Oh, sometimes you got to make a judgment call. That's enough, right? It's iffy. I'm going to show you another one that I looked at in advance where it's sometimes you got to go with what the market is implying. Okay, so this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like, let's see, I love that. Let's just look here. 1, 2, 3, 4. God, it would have been nice right here. It looks like you had it. Well, we're on log scale, so tighten that up a little bit. Just getting center line. Let's use that here. So this little break here, this is not the greatest looking three. So I might be a little bit cautious here because that's what we want. That's what we want. Now, CENN knows what he's doing. Also, another long-term member. So the risk reward here is reasonable, and he's got a very reasonable target here. He's just looking for it to get back to the midpoint. So from here to here would be, he's just looking for a move back to the 50. Tradable. So why is this tradable? Because look at the risk reward. Okay, so he's going after 7 to 1. Let's just tighten it up, give it exactly what he's after. 7.3 to 1. Is that the greatest looking entry setup? Not really, right? So how do you talk yourself into that? Well, okay, I got a little wick rejection here, but I broke the 707, I broke the golden zone. Even if I go down, let's go to a 2. Looks like you could have another. See, you don't really have a great finish. That would be my hesitation here, CN. Jesus, here's that. We're just looking at it, right? We're looking at this on a weekly, right? We just get stuck in a little box here, and then down we go. But we don't have a great. So you'd have to finish. The only way you could finish that would be as an ABC, as part of a combo. To me, CN, I'd wait a little on this. I'd want to see this. I'd want to see this come back up a little bit. Maybe, I mean, that's going to be clear resistance here. Maybe you bump your head here and then come back. I'd prefer to take that one, looking to get something like that, rather than, okay, whoops. I like the risk reward. It doesn't look like a great entry bar. I don't know, 1 is any better. Is that 2, 3, 4, 5? I would want this a little bit more, right? Why, right? There's so much. Why take the extra risk? Give me a good top here. Bring that over. This is kind of iffy. I'd hold myself, right, on that one. Now, if you're in it, you got to pick a spot to, if you're already in, well, your risk is so low, right? That's the beauty of it, right? With that amount of risk, unless he went, super heavy on the volume, which would surprise me, because it's not a good enough setup. Okay, so you're risking a little bit to make seven times that amount. It's not unreasonable. I don't know if that's one that I'd focus on. But that said, let me just use the same thing here. Let me just see if I can get the cues up. And if you're going to see it, yeah, you are. Okay. Back to the daily on the cues. Well, this is, of course, is going to look much like the S&P. So there is someone pointed this out to me off of last week's video. So if you look here, right, the broader swing structure sure looks like a 5, doesn't it? Now, okay, right. So now this is where you got to decide how much a purist you are. Okay, so it sure looks like a 5, but it's not perfect Elliott, because we have all the overlaps here. So in a purist, just so you understand, right? So if you're going to break the rule, know the rule you're about to break. A purist would look at this and say, "Oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4." Okay, so if this is the 1, 3 is longer than 1. But what we need is for 5 to be longer. I don't think we are. No, we're not in the S&P. Hang on. We're not, right? So if you were thinking leading diag, we're not making the requirements here per an Elliottician, right? You're not getting 5 longer than 3 for a classic leading diag, even though it's, God, can it get much more perfect? I mean, get it right on there. It's pretty much just a wick move, but if we pull up here, let's get, let's just do just golden zone right to a 50 right here. It's down near 50 the tick, but no target hit coming back. So your thought would be, okay, well, if I'm going to approach it as a purist, How is a purist going to look at that? Well, since we have 5 swings, you'd be looking for some sort of a combination here. So you'd be looking for ABC, X, ABC. Now, the challenge here is that this looks like such a good impulse, right? Hard to ignore that. So your next thought would be, okay, well, this has to be the ABC to finish it. So I can see a nice impulse here. Oh, you're probably okay here with this. 1, 2, 3, oh fuck, it almost doesn't matter. 3, 4, 5. So there's the 3. So you're correcting. So this one is correcting. Now, can I do it again here? It sure looks like I got another. Oh, look at that shit that doesn't happen randomly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like you might need that, unless you're putting it here, which is the other option. That's tricky. What do you think, PK? I wish I could get you on here. That could. 1, we don't overlap. 1 ABC into the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can work. Okay, 3, 4. All right, so that would give you an A. That's not the greatest looking B. C. Can't say I love that, right? It's tempting to do it here and then go A, B, C, and you might be able to do that, but it looked like you might need that. 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's going to create a diag, right? Let's leave it right there. Okay, so what would we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'd have A, B, C into a W, X, but that we can't finish. Right? If it's W, X, Y, pardon me, let me label it here so I'm not babbling. If that's W and we go A, oh fuck, A, B, well here, let's just put here, Y. Let's put it down here. If that's W, get that, I like those in green, there's consistency, doesn't work. All right, now that's not purist, that's just doesn't work. You know, a truncation is the last resort. It ain't much. That makes it tricky. Well, to finish here, you're going to have to work backwards. So this has to be the C. So this has to be the ABC. So the problem is going to be up here. So it looks like you might have to do it differently up here, which I'm going to guess PK is already thinking. A, B, C. Right, then this would have to be ABC. So you'd have to do it. You'd have to make a double. I think I can get here. W, X, Y. So this one goes away. A, B, C. I think that's. Now, I go here last because the size of it compared to the size of this one gives me a little pause. Right, this one's massive, but I think that's the only way to stay within ABC rules and guidelines here and pull that off now. All right, so I mean, it's worth doing this, right? So you got to experiment a little bit. Does that work? Does that work? Let's see. Sometimes you'll kind of steer yourself into it just through the process of trying to work it out, which is essentially what I've done here. So, okay, if that doesn't look like a great launch start to, because it looks like we start with a 3. Okay, but could we start with an ABC into a 1? Yeah, we could. ABC into a 2. That's not the greatest looking start. This all looks corrected to me. So we could have a WXYX. So if that were the case, let's pull, see how we look here. Oh, well, lo and behold, what do we have there? It's just, oh, God damn it. Jesus Christ. We have workers in the house today, sets my dogs off. Okay, so WXYX. Y, X, A, B, C, or S. This remains to be seen what we've got here. But that is not insignificant. And it looks like here, so we're going to end up in a holding pattern here. Right, there's 50 to the tick, right? So to get to that target, it's got to clear that golden zone. Tricky one. If we go here, so if it's 1, 2, if that's an ABC into a 1 for a diag, right? So you'd have the 1, 2, A, B, C. Doesn't look great. It looks to me like we're doing something closer to this. A, B, C. Right. So potentially candidate, right? If you look at, one day doesn't do it, but if we were going to top in the NQ or the Qs, well, again, this is the way to trade stress free. I mean, you're always going to have a little stress. Okay, there's 10 to 1 trade. Now, there is nobody here watching, right, that should be putting on any kind of a size to where that little squirt up there, that's going to blow your account. You can't be that dumb. Well, I shouldn't say that. That would be a very silly thing to do, right? Why would you? You're essentially saying, okay, I'm going to bet the ranch on that. There's been a few, but there are not many trades where they're so good, they're so technical, where you do that. And even still, you wouldn't start full load here. You'd add on the way. If this is a combo of some sort, and we're going to get a WX here, and so what are we anticipating here? This is a candidate for another ABC to come down here. Maybe we do it like this. And we don't really blow up the bull market. And we certainly have the correction. Well, it's just out of curiosity, right? Wouldn't this be the first thing you do? Or again, where's Waldo? Now, I swear to you, I did not do that. I did not do that in advance. I did not. Probably looks like I did. I didn't. And I didn't do that either. It's just I've been doing this so long, I can damn near eyeball. I don't know what else to say, right? I mean, we know this is the dominant algo. Here's a bunch of examples of it. Here's an Elliott count that could play. Here's what I can say with absolute certainty. This is not an impulse. It sure looks like a 3 to me. I mean, we're a little, it's always a bit of a guesstimate until you get the thing completely resolved. But right here, this looks like, I mean, the other thing you look at it here and say, well, boy, it sure looks like I'm in a box here, doesn't it? Until I get out of this box here, yeah, I got a little squirt here, but this range that we're in, this is through the whole, well, when did we start this? April, May. Christ, let me get here. May of 22, almost a year. We've been in that box. So here's what I would absolutely not be doing: buying it. And I promise you, right, we know this, right? We don't have to wonder about it. I can absolutely guarantee you a massive amount of size was bought right there, right? Retail, right? Because I shouldn't say it that way, but the inexperienced trader doesn't know that golden zone's there. They don't know that this could be a WXY. They don't know that looks like it. They don't know. They just go, oh, market's going up. Well, time to buy it. I mean, I'm not saying that couldn't do that. That's never what I'm saying. But this would be a horrible place to enter the market. Somebody did. Many people did. Look what's happening to them. What's shit here in a minute. I thought I had it up. I don't. What's the NQ at? It's a couple hundred. It's down 160 today. No, that's not necessarily a top, but okay. It sure would remind you that would be about as bad a place to enter the market as you could pick. I mean, the only place worse would be a major pivot. All right, now what do we know for sure now? Right, there's a bunch of liquidity up there. Right, there's a bunch of stops sitting right on the other side of that pivot in the golden zone, which is why you can never put your stop in the golden zone. Right, it's always got to be on the other side of it. So look at that trade there. There's 16 to 1, and that's assuming we're just going to go golden zone to golden zone, right? Just coast to coast. Here's the target. Here's the pattern you'd be anticipating. I mean, pretty straightforward. All right. So a little tricky. This is a little tricky, but okay. What else are you going to do with it, right? It's not an impulse. You know, you're trying to stick them to, patch them together. A, B, C. I'd be curious as well, right? I mean, use every tool you can. What do we do here? 128, 138, right? Or 127, 138, right as we hit the golden zone. With this, I think this is a 50, right? Here's the 50. Now there's the target. So if you wanted to give it max room on the possibility that there's sort of a wick that comes up here, rings the bell, and then drops off, you could give it to the other side of that. Or you might use, there's probably an order block up here. Oh, I'd use the whole thing. Right, so max, right? Let it come up here and down it goes. All right, good one, CN. Thanks for that. Okay, all right, keep moving here. I get distracted. Okay, guys, let me keep going here. Who's up next? I got George. George is giving me. He wants CENN. Shit, I don't know CENN. CENN. I don't know what it is. Cenntro. It doesn't matter. Half the stuff I look at here. Do we get it? Yeah, that is where. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't have to change that. Okay, half the stuff I look at here I've never heard of. It doesn't matter, right there. Just chart's a chart. They all trade the same way. Now this looks a little wacky. Cenntro Electrical Group. Interesting choice, George. CENN. That is it. CENN. It doesn't look very liquid, does it? It looks illiquid. Let's go to a weekly here. That's what we're dealing with here. Whew. Well, I guess we're talking about a penny stock now. I'm curious why you would want to be chasing that. It's like you got some. Well, you can see a 5 here. Okay. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boy, that's an ugly beast right there. What do we got underneath? The RSI. So 1, 2. So you got I guess you could make a case for an ABC here. B. Yeah, you could be done. You could be done there. All right, let's go. Let's go to a 4 hour. See how that looks. Boy, that's not a great looking start, is it? You don't. The stutter stop kind of fucks you up a little bit. You don't really want that. But this is so illiquid. I don't know, George. You just look at it and see it's illiquid. That's all wick. Well, there's a close below, so you've lost the algo. You lost the algo right here. I'll tell you what, man. This is one I wouldn't be overly aggressive here. You don't have much of a start here. If it were me and for gun to my head, I had to trade this. Okay, maybe you could take it there, right, with a stop underneath those lows, looking to get on board here. But I think there's better choices. We have so much to trade, right? My view is always, why take something iffy? We got how many thousands of shit? We got almost 20,000 cryptos, right? And 1,000, 3,000 equities to trade, plenty of futures. Why? Unless this is something you're particularly interested in, which I'm not sure what that would be, but you might. Okay, maybe, right? You'd want to see the RSI get back on the other side of the midline, right? That's like here, so you can see, right, how important that 50 is. You got to get on the other side of that. Otherwise, the implication here is if we keep rolling, we just cross the signal line, we keep heading down, you're gonna have to wait for another kind of a kick. This one, I would just, if you're going to take it, I'd take it now with stop underneath the lows. And then if it gets stopped out, if it rolls over and you're down here to finish again, I'd wait and then I'd see if you can get a little algo behind you. Okay, but let's look at your other one. I'm not sure that's the best one here, but I did say anything you're interested in. Okay, Paramount Global. This is going to be more liquid. I know that. Okay. Let's bring this down a touch. Paramount Global. What's up with you? Wow, that's quite a. Well, there's COVID low. Wow, what a rip and tank. We're gonna have to go to weekly here. Well, what do you want to bet? I mean, I can't make this shit up, guys. Did not get to target. That's a failure swing and a pretty good one. Now, what's interesting, we've come right back to the 50. So you'd have to pull from this. Now, that's not relevant with the break here because all we care about now is this distance. All right, so coming back here to the 50. Oh, yeah, I might actually leave it here just to see what. God, that's not much. Jesus, Paramount Global. That looks like crap on the 1, 2, 3. Well, we can label it. Looks about right. I don't think you need to complicate that. You probably can. 2, 1, 2. Well, it looks like you're well past the algo, but you're going platinum, right? 786, 887. Man, interesting choices, George. I don't know that I love either of these. I'm not saying don't trade them. I'm just saying I think there's probably better setups. So even if you dig in there, okay, so what have you got there? Okay, your best case is that you've got some sort of a diag that's going in. Well, you don't want to make too many assumptions here when you're, a diag, all the overlap happens because you're wrestling with the trend change. So your best case here is that you've got, well, if you could have an ABC into a 1, and this could be the 2, but you'd rather see it finish. Oh, here, let's do it this way. You'd rather see it give you a 5, right? Even if it is a diag. Oh, Jesus, that thing sticks. Something like that, right? So in this case here, if you're iffy on it, when I hear the purist in me says, "Boy, I'd want to see 5 longer than 3," so I knew I had a good leading diag, and then I would just wait, right? Since you're so far beyond that, I'd want to get an algo on that. All right, so I don't have this yet. So once that comes, if it does, assuming it does, well, then I'm interested down here. I'm interested here. Maybe get back into that pivot. What do we get here? Get that target. Then you got a 5. Then I would wait for the 3 to follow. Oh, you don't know what it's going to look like, but something along those lines. And then I would take that. I might let this percolate a little bit more. All right, Steel Swarm, XMR. Okay, let's look at XMR. He's just given me a few. XMR, I haven't looked at it in a while. What's going on with XMR? Jesus, I think I have more history on Binance. XMR USDT. Is that all I can get? That doesn't seem right. Gotta be more history. Qcoin? Nope, definitely not. XMR USDT. I guess all the volume here is on Binance. Okay, so I guess we got to stick with Binance. It doesn't seem right though. I know there's more history. Well, here's COVID low, so we can work off of that. Whatever that is, right? We don't have to even really worry about it. Okay, right. So here's the launch point. I don't know that it even matters, right? It's impulse. Correction. Oh, So 20 to, yeah, we got to stay on log. Looks like a 5 there. You might be done there. So you've got an A, B, C here. So it looks like you've got a W, X. You could be done there. A, B, C. Could be. But that got a little gnarly there. What happened to Monero? It was so hot for so long. Looks like you got another one. It might have had a slight wick break. It did. I'd pull here. Just a wick break, but we're not to target. So that looks a little chop happy. Well, that's not what you want to see. All right. If you're a bull, it could get better. Let's go to the daily. Okay, let's say for discussion's sake. Oof. Looks like an ABC, doesn't it? So let's get in there. 1, 2. That's a little bit. If that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's you might be able to. That's iffy. Well, that's that you can't subdivide that, so you got to live with that waterfall. This might be a little bit of hopium here, but you can probably. Oh, fuck me. This is where we get a little iffy. God, it looks like you have to finish it there. Shit, let's get down to a 4-hour. Oh, fuck. Can we finish it here? Well, maybe you have to squish it in there. 1, 2. Oh, fuck. That's pretty ugly. Looks like you have to do it here. It looks like you might be able to get that to work. Oh, fuck, does it really matter? Is the question you got to ask yourself. Do we really need, does this really matter? So what do I see here? I don't know that it does. I just see that. Whatever this, fuck, can we label it? Yeah. Is that, if you're a student, probably worthwhile. If you're a trader, what do I really care? Not really. So here's impulsive, here's corrective. Now, do I have another impulse? Oh, I'd be checking here, clear break. So I don't have the kind of technical launch point, right? So another reason to check for where's Waldo. How technically are we trading? Now that looks weird, but remember the algo doesn't give a shit about any of this, right? All it cares about, all it's going to do is pull from swing low to swing high, right? All it sees is that. All of this, not relevant. The software is just going to see that. Get you right on that pivot. Maybe 1, 2. God, that's an ugly. Maybe you could work something in there. It looks like you got a 5 in there. You'd have to do it something like this, but it's going to be maybe not. Well, so I kind of come back to it's not good enough. Can we label it? Yeah, we can put some numbers on it, but is that a setup that you want? I'd say no, right? I don't think that looks good enough to trade. I don't know. This is, I'm kind of guesstimating what we might have here. And often, right, it's not clear. If it's not clear, why trade it? That's my view. Well, why? I got 20,000 other cryptocurrencies to trade. Why do I want to force something in here? I don't, to be perfectly honest, right? Why trade this? It's just sideways fuckery. Nobody knows what's coming out of that. Be my view on XMR. It's just not ripe. It's not ready to go. This, who fucking knows what that is? Doesn't matter, right? So if I brought XMR, so I'm not to, be glib about Steel Swarm posting it because he's interested in it. But see, if it were me, if I pulled up XMR, oh shit, I haven't seen XMR, or what's going on with Monero, I hadn't looked at it in a while, and I pulled that up, I'd be here for maybe 60 seconds before I'd say next. Again, why take something that's unclear? My view. Okay, so let's skip that one. I'll keep moving on here. I don't think there's anything there till Steel Swarm, but he wants ADA as well. So let's look at on finance. Do we need log? Well, let's find out. Probably do. All right, so let's stay in log. And now, for some reason, I don't have to switch. Okay, well, let's see if we can figure out. Let's go to a daily here. Looks like we got a pretty clear. All right, this is interesting. Okay, well, this is not hard to spot. Here's the COVID low. It's much cleaner than Bitcoin. Okay, well, so every one of you knows exactly what I'm going to do next, right? And I hope, right, the fact that I'm doing it means that you're going to do the same thing. All right. Always. Where's Waldo? Where is it? What did it do last? Now we're in log scale, so we can't use a regression channel. So I'd be looking for something like that to try and get as many. You always want, if you can find them, then you can allow for some overshoot. I want 3 touches, right? If I can get them, it might be a little too skinny. Okay, does this, so just looking at it, just is what we've got here, again, how much does that matter? It sure look like it's, well, here's how my brain immediately looks at this and goes, okay, well, whatever it is, it's all self-connected. I don't want to, here's what I would be reluctant to do. If it's, oh shit, maybe we got something like, oh, God damn, that thing's annoying. Maybe we got something like that. This looks like a 4 though. Maybe that's long enough there. Let's just see if it is. Right? So this is just, you got to kind of qualify it. This looks like it could be the shortest. So let's just check it. Three, 4. This looks like this would be 1. All right, so this would be, looks like it would be shorter. It would be the shortest. Let's just double check it. All right, certain rules I'll break, certain rules I never break. Right, the one you can, that's a rule you don't break. Right? Three can never be the shortest. So then now you got to look at it and say, okay, well, what of the possible scenarios here to keep this all connected as one? What are my other choices? Well, sharp double, right? A, B, C, W, X, Y. Well, just working backwards, I'd start just seeing if I could piece it together. A, B, C. Looks like from here, looks like I got an A, B, C. This is, oh fuck, that could be a triangle. A, B, C, D, E. There could be a triangle in there. So, again, right? Doesn't matter right now. Doesn't really matter. What do we want to see? That this is the launch point. Oh, fuck. So well, here, let's just see if we can get the thing together. A, B, C. I'm going to start it here. So this has to be the X. Let's just do W, X, Y. We're putting you here. A, B, C into the X. I guess shit again. I don't know that it matters, right? So what matters here is that we get, and again, if you're a student, put the effort in. Because I don't want to bore you guys here. It's some sort of double, right? That's the only way you could get it done. To have this be a C that finishes it. Okay, so now, next question. Where's Waldo? Right, I mean, have we brought up a chart that wasn't the dominant technical component? No, not a single chart, because there's not a single chart where that's not the dominant component. Can you look at optimism? Fuck. I find Mr. Wolf's tool extremely useful in FX. It's great when you add the golden zone and find Mr. Wolf. Well, I don't know if you mean Wolf Wave there, or if you're shilling somebody else here. I would assume you wouldn't be doing that. I don't know what you mean by Mr. Wolf, unless you're talking about Wolf Range here, some of my stuff. I'm not sure. Okay, so there's a perfect tag. Looks like you've got a 5 coming out of that. Let's go to a 4, see if we can put something together. That's kind of a chop monster, isn't it? This looks like you might have to pull it here. No, algo won't care, right? The algo doesn't accommodate expanded beads. It doesn't care. It's just going to use swing high to swing low. Well, this is a little tricky here. Okay, so what do we got here? This again, shit, if that's going to be the correction, looks like you have to go A, B, C, because this is a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like you'd have to do it that way. So it looks like you'd have to go A, B, and then you'd work your C down here. Expand the B. So the Elliott head is going to look at it this way. The algo doesn't care about an expanded B, so there's a perfect tag. This, it's a series of 3s, but you got to check that 3 is not the shortest. Same thing. If this is A, B, this is what's the monkey in the wrench there. So this you can't, you got to live with that, right? You can't work around it. You got a 3 right in the middle of your 5, right? So it kind of eliminates the choices here. So you'd have to go A, B, C. Although we got to check that 3 is not the shortest, which looks like it may be. Fuck. Yeah, it might be. Let's just see. That is a roadblock if you hit it. There is no workaround. Yep, this would be the shortest. So you'd have to go 1, 2, 1, 2 maybe. Well, I guess we could do it this way. One, 2, 3. Looks like you might be able to get a 5, 3, 5. Looks like you might be able to get a zigzag here. 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't overlap. 5. 5. Fuck. Yep, you can do it. Right. So we got a 5, 3, 5 here. Possibly, maybe you can tuck yourself into a 1, 2 here of a diag, right? But then we've got to have another ABC. So it's got to keep that structure, which is a lot to project when you're just getting started, but we can't work an impulse in there. 5, 3. This is a little bit of a stretch. Well, so what you're doing there is that there's a little bit of, I'm looking for something bullish to accommodate what I see that's come before it. You got to be careful about that. I mean, there's not a great looking launch point here unless we get some more extension here. Even this looks like another 3. So this has got nice balance to it. The A, the B, and the C looks like looks like it's a perfect 100. Just shy of it, right? So you've got a traditional measured move there. Or fib, excuse me, I should say fib extension of A to B equals A to B equal 0 to A equals B to C. I'm going to say it that way. If I can get it out of my mouth. This looks equally technical, right? So technical. I wouldn't trade it myself, right? It's a little too, it's not there yet. Now, what do you have going for yourself? Right, you got this going, right? So you've got technically it's not in the golden zone, so maybe you just call it a corner, but it's pretty damn close. You're not quite in the pocket there. 80% odds we get there, right? So the shaky Elliott makes me want to go, I mean, I'm even uncomfortable with that labeling here. I don't even like it enough to leave it on, right? So something is climbing here. I've got higher highs and higher lows, but I don't. The Elliott count is a guess. You're thinking, oh, I'd like it to be this. You had a good start, but you can't go 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's too many 1 2s here. So this just becomes okay. We're trending higher, but I don't have clarity on what that Elliott count is. So I wouldn't use any Elliott here. Do I need it? I got higher highs and higher lows. Is there any question about whether I'm trending? Now, what I'd be mindful of, probably got a big order block sitting right there, right? So we've just come right into it. Yeah, I will tend to use the last swing up. Here's the last swing up to that high. All right, so we got into the discount, right? So the potential there, right? You'd have a corrective because this is not impulsive. So you're kind of stuck going, oh man, that looked like it had such a good start. It was technical, but I got a chop monster coming out of that. So for me, because I'd be coming, you can kind of pull this over. Say, whoa, 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 whoa. This looks like I've got too much traffic here, and this is not encouraging enough. So pull it all over. I'm coming right into all the resistance. So if that's me, and again, gun to my head, I got to trade it. I'm bullish, but I'm waiting. I want to see. Well, first, let's see if we get the corner. Let's see if we get that. Now come back down. Now test me from above. Right now, maybe I'm got some sort of a 5 going in here, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, now maybe I can get some hideous looking 1 that comes out of here, because your best case here from the Elliott count is that you've gone 1 2, and now this is some sort of a 1 that's trying to get going. So the 3 would be up here, right? So you've got big upside, but that's an ugly start. Don't force, right? And don't FOMO like, oh, it's gonna go. If it goes, see, you got to make peace with that. If it goes, okay, you missed this one. All right, here's what I know will happen. It's not going to go vertical to new all-time highs. It's just not. I mean, anything's possible, but more likely there will be some sort of a retest, right, from above. Okay, and then what's the question? Is it safe, or is a bunch of supply going to drop in the market? Is it safe? Is it safe, right? Because these guys here, right, if the breakout traders are going to defend, there were stops here, which is part of what kicked it up here. Now, right, can they hold that? 5, 1 2, some hideous 1 starts 1 2 3 4 5. Maybe I get a 3 that comes out of here, so I can go 1 2 3 4 5 to give me a 3 up here. Maybe a lot of. Well, of course, let's go to an 8. See where's the where would you be pulling the algo from? Well, it sits right here. Probably use the highest pivot in the triangle. 50. I'd want, you got to kind of check and see, where is it, right? Where's Waldo? Where is he? Well, he's not there. Is he there? Let's do the tick. Oh, shit. Something bad just happened. I don't know what just happened there. Did I hit my limit? Oh, man, these live streams. I swear to God, I have more trouble with this. I don't know what happened there, guys. I just lost. Everything went dark. Yeah, that's a bummer. Let me see if I can get this back to come back. I have no idea why that just happened. There we go. Here we come. Oh, and we're back. Wow, that was weird. Like I've ever had that happen. All right, I better get off of this one. Jesus. I don't know what I did wrong there. We can always like the stream for outbound guys. Okay. All right, so where was I? Here, I was trying to pull back here. The next big X up here. So here you might get your 3 here, 4, 5, but this is an ugly start to it. So I don't know that I would be chasing that. I'd want to wait myself. All right, I better keep going here before I blow us all up. I got loose hole. Jesus, did I say that right? That doesn't sound right. Loosh, Jesus. It's Looshle. Loosely. Okay. I go with it. I get some wacky. I think that's wacky. I just get some unusual stuff in the Discord handles. All right, so we're good. We're good there. What do you, Loosely? What did you give me there? GRT. Okay, so you gave me GRT. Looks like a, what do you give me there? A daily? Okay, let's try it. Hopefully, any more technical problems. Let's get a crypto. GRT. We want perpetual. Oh, let's just take the spot. So is that what you gave me? You gave me, it looks kind of like that. Maybe you gave me a daily. All right, do we have it? Oh, God. Well, this is a much loved by some of my team. God, that doesn't look right, does it? I don't think we have any choice but to do that. All right, guys. I guess I love that start, but that's what we got. Proof 1, 2. I'll zoom in there. I guess so. You know, there, I might get to a line chart as well to see, do I really, I got there. It's not helping me a whole lot. I don't really like that start. But it's not an overlap, right? So we've got to account for it. Oh, what you guys are members, right? You know, James M. This is one of his biggest holdings. He's a huge fan here. Well, let's just label it up here. I don't love that one, but no, we can't do it there. 3, 4, 5. Well, just out of curiosity, let's see if that's going to hold as the 1. This is our 2. Okay, well, at least we went to the high probability zone for the 3. There's the 1618, which gives you a little more conviction. Okay, that's a reasonable 3. Not much of a 4. Well, if we completed, what's the next thing we're going to do? Right, same thing, right? The key to it, you do the same thing every time, right? That's what will give you consistency, right? It's not going to reduce the number of times that you're wrong. Don't misunderstand me. You're still going to be wrong more than you're right? You got to be at peace with that. How do you work around that? You got to make more when you're right than you lose when you're wrong. It's pretty simple math, but we sure go out of our way to complicate it. It looks like there's a 5, right? So you would want to see some sort of a 5 to finish. Well, looks like you got a little overlap there. So a diag, even if I work it as an ABC into the 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. Still a little overlap, ABC, right? That's triangle B. So ABC. Okay, that'll work. So at least I finish with a 5. No matter how you do it, right? You can take your pick there. 1, 2. Perfect tag of the 50. So is that 1, 2? Well, why would you assume not, right? There's no, you got to have a reason. You can't just say, oh, fuck, that's not a 2. No, I would never buy that, right? You got to have, well, I shouldn't say you got to have, but my suggestion would be you've got to validate. If you think, oh, this can't be a 2, well, you're going to have to show me why. Well, not me, but I mean, in terms of to yourself, why is that not a 2? I'm getting a decent channeling here. I'm factoring in here. Let's do it right here. Factoring in this little overshoot on the 4. Okay, I finished with a 5. 1, 2. I don't. Right. I promise you, there was an effort to get, because where's the stops? Right. They're trying to get the stops. Can't get them. Up they go. Right to the 200. I think that's his God EMA. Is it? Yeah. All right. So he's got a 200 here. Average of the EMA and the SMA. That's what we call it, the God EMA. Just a proxy for the Vegas wave. Just takes up less room on the chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got a 1. I got 3 into a 2. I got a 1. Do I have another 1, 2 there? Let's go to an 8-hour. Looks like I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So I've got a nice 5 coming off the low. 1. Looks like ABC. 2, 1, 2. Right. Maybe. What's the next thing you're going to do? 1, 2. Let's get it right on there. That's 618 to the tick. Oh, this is probably some sort of, it looks like an ABC, you got it in there. Okay, so then we're going to go again, right? You trade them till they fail because they work in series, right? There's to the tick. Looks like it could be, well, maybe get some wick through there. You did, right? It's got to close below for the algo to be out of it here. So just a couple of wicks go through, but look what we do. All right, good target up there. So we've got 1, 2. Well, looks like you can get a 1, 2. Well, that's actually not bad. Let's go up a degree. Right, so we'll do this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I want you down a degree. Let's go to a different color. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, now here, the Elliott's helpful. It's not always helpful, right? So don't feel like, oh, fuck, I gotta have an Elliott count on there. It's only if it's helping. Only if it's helping, emphasis. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Ah, God damn it. Did I lose it again? Jeez, I better wrap up here before. I have no idea why I'm having so much trouble here, but I am. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Anybody want to be a seller? I don't. Why? Why would you sell that? Why would you not just be buying? Right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. One of these has got to be realized, right? There's a limit to, we don't want to go another 1, 2. Although if this is 1, 2 and this is 1, 2, and that in that 3, there's got to be a 1, 2. Right now, at some point they break down, right? We're still on an 8-hour. You go to a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your 1. A, B, C. There's your 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? That's got one more kick, and for that to be shit, that could be the 1 of the 3. So hopefully, what you get from this is the low risk trade setups that are here. There's the target. Here's the algo. We know it's the dominant algo in the market, right? There's nothing even close, right? It leaves a footprint. We can track it. Why would you not take that trade? What's the risk reward? 19.5 to 1. Is this going to ruin anybody's world? Is this blowing your account up? I'm going to assume not. Right? If it did, you did it to yourself. Right? That's just self-inflicted stupidity. I got a 5 followed by a 3, followed by a 5, followed by a 3. Well, you're kind of late to the trade now. So then you got to look at it and say, well, okay, I was late to that one. I'll take, get you on there. Take that one. All right. Is it worse? Still 17 to 1. Well, now you look and you say, well, no, man, what if I get stopped out? What if I get stopped? Well, welcome to trading. See, that would only have any significance if you did something incredibly stupid like that. Why would you, right? Oh, I didn't want to get stopped out, right? So I gave it, so I went for the 1.3 to 1. You're not going to do that, right? Nobody's that naive. Well, I shouldn't say that, right? There are plenty of people that do stuff like that all the time, right? They don't know, right? They haven't. It takes time, right? I've been doing this for almost 28 years. I promise you, I sucked for the majority of it. Some people tell you I still suck. Okay, so what else do I got here? Oh, you guys are adding on. Okay, so I got the graph. I know the graph here looks, again, right? You're going to take that one. Now you're a little late to the party here. So at this point, well, if you're not in it, right now, I've got a piece of this. I should confess. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 3, 4. We can get that one to go. Is that the 1 of the 3? Okay. Well, if that's the case, right? I mean, we could do that right here. You might look for this one to get to that one. But I'd be looking for those low risk buys, right? That's the name of the game. Where can I get in that's technically valid, that's got confluence, that makes sense with the context, where I can get in with something like, minimum 3 to 1, minimum, right? It's not even worth taking the trade, right? Especially out here at these higher time frames. If you can't get 3 to 1 per the target, whether it's an algo target or an Elliott Wave target or whatever it may be, or just support and resistance, you don't want to take the trade, right? 1-to-1. Now, maybe if you're scalping and day trading, it's a different story. But for this kind of swing trading, if you don't have 3-to-1, don't take the trade. Okay, see, I think I got the last one here. Okay, last one is, oh shit, I know I brought it up here. I gotta find it. Yeah. Fuck, I can't find it. Okay, so this is Las Vegas guy. Although he has two, he goes by another handle. So let's go by, but over here he's Las Vegas guy. So let's go here. All right. Well, first let's get out to the daily, right? So this is what a whole lot of attention being paid to interest rates, obviously. Well, let's go out to the weekly here and get a bigger picture. Not one set. All right. No, obviously I don't have all the history here. I feel like I don't have enough history here. What did you give me, Las Vegas guy? Did you give me? Oh, you gave it to me in you gave me Ninja. That's why. Okay, I see it. All right. So, well, okay, that's right. I was going. I don't recognize this chart. 1, 2. Yeah, you need it. 3, 4. Potentially, we got a 5. This looks like it's too far. Well, I'll be damned. Let's make sure we're right on that. Right on you, motherfucker. Did we close below? Nope, just wick. I bet that grabs some liquidity though, for sure. That's why you got it. 707 is a good target, is a good stop level here, but that's bonds are expensive to trade. Okay, well, what can we deduce from looking at this? Let's make sure we're on the right. So note here, I'm on a weekly. So 5 down, we're either beginning or we're ending something, right? We're not in the middle. So this looks like a 3. It's a little tricky. This looks like fuck, we're kind of stuck with a zigzag there, aren't we? It's like right in the middle of it. I've got to do. I can't get a 5. I got to deal with that zigzag. It's kind of a bunch of 3s, isn't it? And a bunch. Look at all the overlap here. So this is what we're doing with that. Can I get that into a B? I guess I'm gonna be forced into it. I got to go A, B, C here. Okay, so let's reconsider here. Now the Elliott. So this is a little bit of chart convenience. If this is A, B, C, well, fuck, that's not great. But let's just consider it here. Let's do it this way. Let's get this up here. So expanded. Let's get you down here. Okay, so what we don't have a lot of choices here. This is a sloppy fucker coming up. All the overlap, right? So it's A, B, C, A, B, C, fuck, A, B, C. It looks like 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. So it looks like you're finishing. Well, here, let's just look at it here, right? So just use the tools, right? So what do we do here? We go, note I'm in log scale here. So we're clear here on the 100. We get right up to the 1272, which bonds love the 1272. Ask me why bonds and euros live 786 and 1272s. Just out of curiosity here. Did we do it here? We did. Jesus Christ, that's incredible. Look at that, guys, right? Straight shot. And I'll bet you there's another one in the middle. There is. right? So that got it there, got second, got third, right? So probably the most technical market, right? Bonds. So certainly no surprise here that this dominates in here. It looks like you'd have another one here again. Right? Again, this is just you either accept it or deny it, but this is how the market moves. So that's, I can't say I love the Elliott here. Jeez, I wish I had PK on here with me. Maybe I start bringing him in on some of these. You're stuck with it's not great. You're kind of stuck with it, right? Out here at this level. You're finishing with the 5. If we're going to be done here, well, then this is, let's go to a daily here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like you might be able to get yourself started with a 5 here. Boy, these are deep retracements here. This is the last one here. I'm going to finish up. It looks like, God damn it. Come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I think we got clear. Motherfucker. Remember this. I looked at this before. Boy, there's a real judgment call right there. Strict Elliott cannot be a 4. I suppose you could squish it into a diag. If it's a 50, I might give that. It is 50 to the tick. All right, so in a diag, you want to look for the start of 1 to the pivot of 3, looking for the 50. We got it damn near to the tick, but look, the 1 tick, right? So it blows it up as an impulse. It may not be an impulse, right? So you may have to work A, B, C anyway. It's a little skinny here on that. So we get a leading well, let's just check it. Shit, right? 5 is going to be shorter, right? So that you're kind of stuck, right? Again, so the purist has to look at this and go, wait a minute, right? 5 shorter than 3, so it can't be a leading diag. Well, I say, again, I'm not a purist, right? So I would look at this and say it's a 5, and that may burn me or down the road, but I'm breaking that rule knowing it. Where it's a bigger problem is if you don't know that you're doing it. I would. I would not. I would stick with the 5 there, right? Now that may, again, this after a lot of years of doing this, right? I know what I'm doing there. That doesn't mean I'm going to be right about where this is going, but I would not force that into some sort of bastard. I'm just, as far as I'm concerned, that's a 5, followed by a 3, right? Followed by another 5, right? So let's get that to an 8. Oh my God, that's a clusterfuck, isn't it? Let's see if we can get that done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like you'd have to do it this way. W or A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like it's there, but then squishing a little bit. Well, so what does that leave us? Right. This is how I'll leave it with this. 1, 2, 1. Oh, I can stay in white. Boy, that's gotta get legs. Now, what are we running into from above? Right, did we clear it? No. I cannot make. Oh, whoops! Wait. Can't make this stuff up. Cannot make it up. Do you see what's that? Got to the target. Oh, that's funny. Okay, right. So this looks like well, so what does that mean, right? We can understand. So the question always is, why does it stop here? Why does it stop here? People bought into it, right? There are people buying it right now. See, I'm never saying we can't get through. I'm saying, can we pick a worse place to enter? I don't know that we can, right? That's about as now. See, breakout traders will look at that and go, "Oh man," right? Because we fill in what we want to see, right? I want to see that, so of course it's going to break. Never, ever, 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 right? I emphasize this all the time in our trading, where we're trading the S&P. Never assume one's going to break, right? Never, right? That'll be the one that holds. Well, this would be, if you're buying it there. I don't know that I can help you, right? I mean, you just like technically, just that's you're just it's a suicide run, right? So now, sure, it might go, but all that does is mean next time it's there, you'll do it again, right? And one of these times you're going to get absolutely crushed. Let it, if it breaks, okay, fine. Let it come back down. Test all that structure, right? It looks like a pretty good, you'd have a deep, now sometimes it's not going to come back, right? Sometimes it's just going to go, and you're like, oh, motherfucker told me not to do it. Right? I'm not saying that this one won't break. I'm saying over time, if you continue to do that, you're going to end up with an empty account. It's just a matter of when, not if. You cannot buy right into a golden zone right now. Let's say it breaks. What's the next thing that has to happen? We got to go back to the next one, because that's what the software will do. That one breaks. What do we got to do next? Well, we got to go out to an 8 hours. What we have to do, right? Is this? That's not a dominant. That's the dominant. So you're not really in the clear till you're getting up to 125. Now that's a long. Well, okay. Think about it. Is that even? You look and you go, oh come on, man, we're not going that high. Are you sure about that? Right. Well, you can't know that, right? Because nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody. Anybody who tells you they do, hide your wallet. Well, here's the highest probability location right here. We may not make it on this. Maybe we don't. 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Or is 5 still to come? Right? It's hard to say, right? Are we done here? Is that 3, 4, 5, 1? It's a skinny 2, but it's possible. God, is this some sort of? I think you got this is a 3, and you got a 5 here. You got to work with this as the 4. So, well, I guess there's a possibility we could be doing this 1, 2, since we didn't overlap here. Boy, this is a chop monster, but it's not unlike what we did here, coming so deep. 1, 1, 2, 1, right? Maybe there's an extension in the 5th. Anytime you don't want to count on something abnormal. Oh, well, maybe we'll have a ripping extension in the 5th. No, that's not the way to think of it, right? What's more probable? Not a ripping extension in the 5th. Not that it's not possible, it's just not probable. So right now, what we're still working with, is bring it back to ground zero, is this. Right there. So if you're waiting, right, if this is 1, 2, well, that's going to have to get through there's going to have to be a big push to get through that, right? We're not the only people who know that's there. Right? There's plenty that don't. Those that are buying it right now, they don't know that that's there. But I think I'd be looking for a 1, 2, 1. Maybe it breaks, right? If it does, all the better, because then you're saying, oh, come here. Then you're saying, okay, oh, it broke. Okay, so I'm losing that algo resistance here, so I'm free to get a little bit further before I start this, right? That's the next opportunity out at this degree. 4 hours and above, you got to let this complete, right? If it breaks this one, then you're going to the next one. Right now, can we get to the 5 here? This is the one, right? Could that be the 3? Well, maybe, right? Maybe. Is that going to be 1, 2, and 3 is still up here? You don't know, right? So with this, right now, it's all just speculation. The only thing I can see with certainty here is I got a potential. Oh shit! What do I got here? A W or an M? Excuse me. Well, whatever we got, we're sitting in the golden zone, right there. Not a great play. Let's just look down below. What do we got? So RSI clipping 70. I'd be waiting for that one to get a little, show me, and then I'll take the next retrace. Okay, guys, I went really long there. Thanks for all of you that posted here. I'm sorry about I'm such a mess with the live stream, but I'm going to work with somebody who's got to explain it to me. I'm sure it's just pilot error. Okay, I wish you guys a good afternoon. Thanks for all the members that posted here. I always hope you get something out of these, right? It's always a little weird to be talking to yourself for 2 hours. Hopefully a few of you watch and get a little time, maybe a nugget or two along the way that helps you. Okay, I'll wrap it there, guys. Have a good one, and we'll let's see. I'll be back on Friday for a Friday end of the week video. Okay, talk to you later.